Hello, welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a game between LiquidSheth and CheckSix. This is the second game between these two I have cast. It is from the Razer Replay Pack of the Week, released on Team Liquid Pro, and it is the week of Sheth. So quite a few games from Sheth out there. They are fantastic, and you should check out all the other ones I've cast and I'm going to cast. Now, the first game I cast between LiquidSheth and CheckSix was amazing. It was just so fun. It was brilliant. I really loved it. And I'm hoping this game will be as good, if not even better. So do watch it all the way through. If you haven't watched the other one, go and check it out. You'll find it on my channel. It'll be really near this one. I'll upload them at a similar time. And give them both a thumbs up. Give comments. Tell me what you thought of them. And that'd be fantastic. It is going to be Sheth as the red Zerg in the top left, and CheckSix as the blue Terran in the bottom right, and obviously that means it is a ZvT, and the map is Shakura's Plateau. That means this natural base, easy to take, super simple for both players, and then really you get this divergence on where do you take your third. Sheth will probably take this third directly south, trying to split the map vertically, whereas CheckSix will probably take this third, just because you can position tanks around here and defend both your natural and your third base. And I love this map. Everyone who's watched me cast this map, every single time I say I love it, and that's just because it's a fun map. There's so much you can do on it. It's just got a couple of nice little things. It's got this high ground, it's got good watchtowers, everything. It's really nice. So there are spoiler alerts coming through here. It looks like CheckSix is, well, I think it's the previous map game I cast. I don't know. Anyway, as I said, it was the second game I've cast theirs, and there goes Sheth with that expansion. And yet again, CheckSix going for a command center first build. It's brave, and it should be fine, to be fair, because obviously Sheth hasn't even got his pool out yet. But it purely means that Sheth is going to have to take that third base quickly, otherwise he's going to have problems. Now, the difficulty with this map is the third base for Zerg to hold isn't quite as simple, just because they'd have to move their army so far away from their natural base, and drops and stuff become super nasty. And, well, it should be fun. We are going to see this. If you haven't watched the other game from CheckSix and LiquidSheth, go and check it out. But this is a very similar opening from CheckSix, a double barracks from a command center first build, the pool and gas from Sheth coming out there simultaneously, and great overlord spread from Sheth here, just getting absolutely everything inside. And straight away 3 guys go into this extractor for Sheth there. Trying to think what else to tell you people. Good news, I'm probably going to be partnering up with TGN. I've been accepted to their partner program, so basically that's always good fun. Should be getting a bit more high profile from that as well. Trying to think what else. GameReplays.org, still up with them. Getting a lot of things on StarCraft2Cast.com, so check out all of those sites. Obviously, as always, if you do have feedback on my channel or my games, please leave it in the comments section, and most importantly, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the cast, and subscribe, because that makes me happy. And you want to make me happy, don't you? You do. Unless you're just that one of those horrible people who likes to make people sad, and then don't subscribe, because, well, it'll make you happy. Anyway, we will see here that CheckSix has got his bunker down. Sheth, in the meantime, is going to have to do a magnificent defense against this SCV. The Queen is moving forward. Will he be able to take it out? I think the Queen will be successful, and if not, this second one will finish off the job. And that was an amazing defense by Sheth of the SCV, because we all know SCVs can kill you, especially if they drop bunkers and then Marines follow up. But nope, Sheth, he's not taking any of that. Obviously though, CheckSix did manage to get the scouting off. I like this sort of movement of the barracks, just to kind of complete this wall of the bunker. Really strong in this position. And there goes a tech lab and a reactor on the other barracks. Both gases are down for CheckSix. Sheth, meanwhile, well, he's happy chilling on one gas, getting his third base out quite quickly, but obviously a bit more delayed than he'd like it to be, considering CheckSix did go his own natural so quickly. And if we look at the worker count, I mean, it's still pretty damn close. When you take mules into account, then obviously the income-wise, if we take a look at that, I mean, it's not too far behind. They're pretty damn equal on it, so we have got Stim on its way out now for CheckSix, and obviously a lot of Marines coming out at a time. And there's also an engineering bay coming out. Where is that engineering bay? We've got 2 out already, so Obviously double upgrades. There goes the +1 infantry attack. We'll probably see +1 infantry armor startup. There we go, straight away. Meanwhile, we will see Sheth getting his own double evolution chamber, so we'll be getting those double upgrades. No lair yet, has only got the 1 gas still, so we'll need to get that 2nd gas up. Maybe even a 3rd and 4th to really start going into this mid-game. He'll need it for the lair, he'll need it for infestors, he'll need it for banelings, he'll need it for upgrades. So, Sheth, he needs to start getting that gas up ASAP, really. Meanwhile, CheckSix is getting his 3rd refinery up, and, I mean, just getting more barracks. No, actually a factory, sorry. Do apologise for that. Getting a factory up. He's on 3 barracks, 2 with a reactor, 1 with a tech lab. Stim is about, well, 2/3 done, and Sheth is getting his own 1/1 upgrades for those Zerglings, getting his 3rd gas. Meanwhile, his 3rd base is up and running quite happily, and so far we haven't actually seen the Terran player do anything to try and harass, and that's purely because CheckSix, he wants to get a good solid defense in order to get his economy up and running super quickly. The baning nest also on its way down now for Sheth. Exactly where though? There we go. So the baning nest is coming out now for Sheth, and just look at this production tab here for CheckSix. He's just getting so much. He's getting this starport down, a reactor on the factory, so they'll probably switch. Also getting the armory down, so vehicle upgrades will probably be coming out ASAP as well. Lair just started for Sheth up there as well. We have got, well, just both players getting pretty much everything, and Sheth getting a spine up, 3 spines up in his main just to defend from drops, and that is pretty much it at the moment. There isn't anything else too exciting going on. This Overlord is probably going to meet a horrible death because 1-1 is about to finish for those Marines, and yet again, CheckSix, that is the world's luckiest Overlord. How that survived, I will never know, but it managed to. Meanwhile, some Zerglings just coming around here for Sheth, just to see exactly what's going on. This 3rd base just started for CheckSix, which will float down, and obviously, if he can hold it, he'll put him on equal bases yet again with Sheth. Now, how is CheckSix going to play this? Well, he's getting 2 more medevacs out, and he's got an awful lot of Marines. He started +2/2 straight away, so Marines are going to play a huge part in this game. This factory hasn't even got a tech lab on it yet, so no tanks, just mass Marines, and to be honest, if he has good control with them, he should be fine. But obviously the baning nest is done. No baning speed though, so Sheth won't want to engage off creep, and I mean, Sheth has got a huge amount of gas, but hardly any minerals. He is getting up his 4th base here as well. And really, these Marines are looking quite scary because, frankly, 2 banelings is not enough. He's going to need some more banelings. And obviously, well, having said that, they are on equal upgrades. There goes a scan to pick up some of the creep tumors. And in comes those Zerglings. And look how clumped up those Marines are. But great micro there by CheckSix to pick off those banelings. And those Marines are going to clean up everything. CheckSix doing an amazing job there. And he's just marching straight up towards this 3rd base. There are 2 spines there. A stim forward though. And if those Marines do focus stuff down, they could do a lot of damage. And really, what is there for Sheth? He's getting 7 banelings morphing in up at the back here. But they do not have speed, remember. So that could be a bit of a problem. Even drones being pulled here by Sheth, quite a few things going down, and now here comes the banelings, and will CheckSix be able to do anything? He's just going to lift up, and obviously by that lift, all of those banelings are out of position, so this natural base of Sheth could be in a lot of trouble. Really, how quickly can Sheth get these Zerglings in to try and deal with it? How effective will the Zerglings even be? Well, quite effective, they will get us around, but yet again, it looks like CheckSix is just going to bounce between these 2 bases, which will be super good, and frankly, Sheth is going to have a tough time. It's just using up a lot of Sheth's attention, just dealing with this tiny little drop, and there's hardly any units there, but Sheth finally now it's kind of splitting it apart, and the medevac finally goes down, and I mean, Sheth will clean this up now without too much problems, but all of these Zerglings are running in because there's a drop going down in the main as well, and frankly things are going off everywhere, and another drop coming down. CheckSix, he just drops everywhere. This is crazy, he's just dropping, and I mean, Sheth's army is so out of position to deal with this. This 4th base will almost certainly get sniped down. I don't really think there's anything Sheth can do about it. He may try and get some units in, but actually having said that, it looks like he will. But CheckSix is just trying to focus it down, and I'm quite surprised at that because he's not going to be able to take it out now. And obviously Sheth did clean that up. I'm surprised he didn't go for the Queens because that could have been quite effective on its own. 1 Marine trying to escape his way back. There has been another drop up here. This medevac still has a lot of units coasting around, but obviously Sheth has great overlord positioning. And I mean, Sheth's finished his hive through all of this. He's got his pathogen glands up. He's getting adrenal glands for the Zerglings. He's also getting 2 Spires out. He is, well, frankly going boss mode. Meanwhile, these Marines are 2-2 against 2-1 Zerglings. And here comes the Banelings. The Banelings will clean this up at last. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on the minimap to try and see where everything is going off. But it looks actually like Sheth has got units positioned pretty much everywhere to deal with this. These 2 Spires, though, could be a bit vulnerable later on if this drop play does keep up. And really CheckSix, he's got this tank out, and he just has a couple of tanks, but they're not sieged yet. His 3rd base is up nicely. Another drop going down at the 4th base of Sheth. And now, if anyone's watched my previous cast, they'll know I have got a bit of a throat infection coming on. And with all of these drops going off, it does not help it at all. But I'm just going to keep going because it was a bit of pain. A 4th, I believe that's the 4th command center there for CheckSix. He's got such a great wall off around that bunker. He's getting more barracks down, some more bunkers. He's sieging up those tanks, and Sheth looking like he's trying to get ready to move in. And this could be quite effective. Those 2 Spires are about to finish up. 3-3 upgrades are on the way. Well, no, sorry. +3 armor on the way and +2 melee about to finish. We have got the speed upgrade, the greater spire on the way. The speed upgrade obviously is for the Banelings, and obviously the adrenal glands just finished for the Zerglings as well. 3-3 is about half done for CheckSix infantry. The tanks are at +1, no sign of +2 as of yet. And I mean, a drop coming down here as well. I'm actually struggling to keep up with where all of these drops are going off, and obviously, I mean, this will get cleaned up pretty damn easily, but it's just keeping Sheth back. And the longer CheckSix keeps Sheth back, the better. Sorry for the misclick there. And the reason it's better for CheckSix is purely because he's got enough production and enough income to just build up a force which will frankly just win against Sheth before he gets those Broodlords out. And if we take a look here, Sheth yet again has no infestors, but 112 Zerglings. And those Zerglings are going to have some problems, because when Marines start getting into really high numbers, especially when 3-3 finishes, they become so effective, it's crazy. And Sheth really just needs a lot of Banelings out. If he just made a hell of a load of Banelings, he would be really, really good against this. Obviously CheckSix is going to max out about the same time as Sheth, it would appear. And Sheth even going for Burrow. Now, if Sheth gets some infestors out quickly, obviously these Marines suddenly don't become so good, because fungal growth is just so powerful against clumped up Marines. It's crazy, and even more so than Banelings, in my opinion. Fungal growth is so strong against clumped up Marines rather. And obviously with Banelings there as well, it just becomes crazy. +3 infantry attack is done for those Marines, and it looks like CheckSix is just going to wait until that +3 infantry armor is done before moving any farther forward. But his tanks are in a great spot. He could even put some up on the high ground, but obviously a couple of Broodlords are on the way. I say a couple, 5 more now popping out as well. So Sheth is really getting exactly where he wants, and CheckSix, in the meantime, he's expanded up to the north position, getting up his 4th base, but obviously Sheth already on his 4th base, and CheckSix is going for a double drop play here, so in the main base, in the 4th base, but the Broodlords are moving forward, and I mean, Broodlords against siege tanks are so good because they splash themselves. Having said that though, this drop is going down literally everywhere. I don't know which one to look. The one at the south is getting cleaned up super quickly, but I mean, this one in the main base has nothing coming towards it as of yet, and it could do an awful lot of damage. But I mean, Sheth is just pushing through the middle, and really I'm just going to keep watching this, because this is just doing huge amounts of damage. That infestation pit is going to go down. A transfuge does try to go off, but obviously just so much damage being done by the Marines, and the Zerglings are going to try and get in. The Banelings are there as well, and once those Banelings start going off, that's going to be a major problem. And these Zerglings are coming down, going to try and harass the 4th base of CheckSix there. Meanwhile, what else is coming down? Well, this is a wave of Broodlords just moving their way forward to take out this 3rd base of Check. And Check is starting to get behind now, but he has got a nuke on the way. He's also got some Ghost cloaking field is on its way, so this could be big. The Zerglings are streaming in though here for Sheth, and I mean, this is pretty damn crazy. This 4th base is not looking like it's going to actually be able to finish up. Meanwhile there, the Viking count actually starting to get up there for CheckSix, and is going to try and focus down those Broodlords, but obviously the Corruptor's coming in to deal with it. But I mean, those Vikings are being very effective and are managing to clean out the Corruptors, but aren't actually focusing down. So that could be a slight problem, but Obviously 2 more are on the way out already. They're just going to come in to try and deal with some of this. Meanwhile, the front is getting taken down very, very quickly. But again, CheckSix is somehow staying in this. I mean, he's managed to clean out the majority of this army. And really, that's what's essential. Meanwhile, CheckSix has got a drop coming down at this 4th base that I missed while I was watching the main push from Chef. And this is just all pretty crazy, but it looks like CheckSix has actually survived this. And if we take a look at the losses, well, Chef has killed quite a few workers, but if we take a look at the resources lost, it's pretty damn even. Actually, Chef has lost more. Most importantly, though, I mean, this push up here, it took out the infestation pit, so no infestors are on the way at the moment. And, I mean, CheckSix, he's just in a good spot because he's just got so many production buildings. He's got that personal cloaking field done for those ghosts, and obviously he still has the nuke done. So I'm sure there's going to be a nuke going down somewhere. He's also got base up there. Now these infestors are going in, huge fungal growths going off absolutely everywhere. But the infestors just moving in and getting everything from the Marines. They're trying to hold it off. And I mean, quite a few units were caught up in that fungal growth, but not too much that it does actually manage to take it out completely. So many spines everywhere defending these expansions of Chef, which is exactly what he needs to do. This, well, there's, well, 1 burrowed Zergling there preventing the expansion going down, and here comes these ghosts. Now, if these are noticed, obviously some nukes could be super effective. There are 2 nukes, so he can simultaneously nuke this 5th base and also the 3rd. There one goes down, and really, does he know where it's happening? There's a drop going off in the main at the same time. This is just so crazy. What do you watch? There's drops going down everywhere. The cloaking fields run out of energy. That is the worst timing ever for that, and obviously this ghost will get taken down. The nuke goes off at that 3rd base. Meanwhile, the drop in the main here is getting cleaned up, and that was very unfortunate for CheckSix there that he ran out of energy. But obviously this now 5th base of Chef will get taken out and wasn't cancelled in time. Meanwhile, we've got quite a few Vikings just looking around Overlord hunting, because Overlord hunting is the favourite pastime of Vikings, and it's also the most annoying thing for a Zerg player. And having said that though, look at these Broodlords. They're going to be quite difficult to deal with. What is the Viking count? Well, only 4. 4 Vikings are not going to be able to deal with that, so the Marines are going to have to come into play really heavily. But frankly, there's just too much stuff. Here comes the Infestors as well, so this could be a bit of a nightmare for CheckSix. He's behind in the supply, and he's also a bit behind in the tech as well, and he just frankly doesn't have enough stuff, because now obviously, well, LiquidSheth has matched up. Some huge EMPs go off on the Infestors though. Nearly all of the Infestors completely denied of their energy, but one massive fungal growth goes off on a lot of Marines there, and the Marines just pushing forward, trying to pick off everything. But I mean, just look at those Broodlords. They're raining down so much damage, and frankly, he seems to be having a tough time dealing with this, and I think Chef is going to actually be able to get away with it. And this drop, I don't even know if there was anything in there, but either way, even if there was, it was cleaned up. Meanwhile, we will just see that obviously this base is completely safe. This base still hasn't landed because of that 1 Zergling, and Chef seems to have chosen just to pull back. And unless I am seriously missing something, I don't understand why Chef is moving back, because he's got a lot of Broodlords there. There's hardly any Vikings out, and I mean, those Marines could get taken out pretty damn quickly by the Broodlords. But actually, having said that, those 3-3 Marines are being incredibly strong. Chef running in with some Zerglings. It was just kind of the supporting force for those Broodlords who weren't there. Some great pickups going down, and in come the Infestors again. So many Broodlords out though for Chef. Look at the Broodlord count is at 8. And I mean, frankly, these Vikings are doing a lot. The Infested Terrans are getting chucked down to try and deal with them. There's Corruptor there as well. Meanwhile, is there anything else going out at any of Chef's bases? No, he has got his 5th base up and running. A big Zergling run by coming down here though for Chef. And I mean, CheckSix repairing that Planetary Fortress to try and deal with it. But the Zerglings are picking up a lot of SCVs. And these Zerglings are just moving up to go and prevent that 5th base rather of CheckSix from going down. And to be fair, I'm pretty amazed that CheckSix hasn't actually just scanned to get rid of that Zergling yet, because I mean, he's just leaving this base here, not doing anything at all. And there goes the scan, so he will finally land that 5th base. Meanwhile though, look at this army for Chef. He has just got so much stuff. Some nukes coming out for the ghosts, and well, this is just pretty crazy as far as games go. Upgrades, well, it's 2-2 for the air, and the Zerglings are 3-3. More Broodlords are on the way. A drop coming down though here for CheckSix. He's only dropping a 1 place now, and I mean that makes the individual drops more powerful, but obviously means that Chef can respond with all of his army. Or Chef can just start moving forward, and that on its own could be very, very strong. Those 2 Vikings will die a horribly quick death. What else is going on? Well, I mean, CheckSix is a long way behind in terms of upgrades, and yet again that infestation pick getting focused down. Huge bailing hit goes off and pretty much cleans up those marines in 1. Sheth has got so many spines out, which is exactly what he needs. He could do some more spines down here, to be fair, but I mean, Sheth is about to get his 6th base up, and obviously CheckSix is merely on these 5. So I mean, obviously CheckSix needs to get some more. A nuke is looking like it's going to try and go down. That ghost up in this top position here has been spotted, but will the nuke actually manage to go? Yes, I think it will. And look at all of those drones get taken out. Now, that was, well, just fractionally bad timing from Sheth. He could have pulled those drones a bit quicker to save their lives, but not too many were killed there. I mean, still Sheth has killed more workers overall. If we look at the worker count, it's 49 to 62. So, to be honest, Czech is going to have more and more problems the longer this game goes on. Meanwhile, there is a ghost just positioning itself up here, and yet another nuke is going off. And this nuke play, CheckSix's game is all about harassment, preventing Sheth from being able to just get into the flow of things. And here comes the nuke. Will it actually manage to pick off anything at all? Just 1 drone, and some spines take a lot of damage there. So, not too bad. Sheth is obviously maxed out. 2 more nukes are on the way as well for Sheth at the moment. And mass fungal growthing, but not actually hitting that ghost at all. So that was a lot of energy wasted, and it didn't even accomplish anything. CheckSix moving forward now, and he needs to be careful because there's just so many Broodlords and so many Corruptors. Meanwhile, he's trying to drop down here, but that is going to get cleaned up so aggressively it'll be crazy. And I heard somewhere, I'm sure I just heard that nuke noise yet again. Where is that nuke even happening? There we go. So Chef hasn't even noticed it. So all of the drones get completely taken out. That was huge. Meanwhile, obviously, CheckSix has just moved up to take out this 6th base as well, and is now just trying to run away super quickly. There were just so many Corruptors and so many Broodlords that it's going to be a bit of a pain for Chef really to deal with any of this. He can't use any of these Corruptors for Broodlords, all while he is supply capped at 200. And really, he's got enough Broodlords though. He's got 10 Broodlords, 23 Corruptors, and 6 Infestors, obviously, with those 40 Zerglings also there to help deal with anything. Chain fungal growth from these Marines, and I mean, CheckSix has played really well, and he is actually just quickly trying to snipe off all of those Infestors. Does manage to get all of them. Now, that was a big win, some beautiful micro there going down, and does actually look like Chef isn't feeling too confident about moving forward. Obviously though, there's just so many Corruptors to deal with. Any Vikings, literally any air presence of CheckSix getting instantly one-shotted per volley of Corruptors. And I mean, mass snipes are going off, but this is after the patch, so snipe is less effective against Broodlords at the moment. But still, I mean, it looks like CheckSix could possibly, and I say possibly, hold this still. And if he were to, that would be an amazing defense, because Chef is just so far ahead in terms of supply. But in all honesty, I think this is pretty much over now. Chef has just had more income for too long. If you take a look at the worker count, it is 52 to 70. You can't be that far behind for too long before it really starts to show. Meanwhile, I mean, Chef, he has lost this base, but it's getting rebuilt up pretty damn quickly. He is still mining from, well, 2.5 bases. About to be 3.5, so obviously that is pretty damn fine from Chef's point of view. Meanwhile, CheckSix, well, he's mined out his natural, mined out at his main, and this 3rd and 4th base are pretty good. Mined out this 3rd as well, so obviously he needs to be careful because his income is really going to start suffering. He has got more ghosts in production, more nukes in production, but here we go, we've got a big engagement, and CheckSix just in complete shock at Chef's play apparently, and I mean, huge fungal growths going off here absolutely everywhere, doing just so much damage. And obviously fungal growths are so effective against clumped up Marines. The Broodlords being absolutely massive, the Baning's just going off on nothing there, and a nuke going to try and go down, but it does look like Chef is going to be able to move out of the way quite happily. There's another nuke going down somewhere, I'm sure I heard. And those Broodlords need to be careful not to go back in there. And, I mean, nothing is going to go down from that nuke at all here. Where was there a second nuke? There we go. So, huge damage going down there. But I think it is, frankly, just too late for CheckSix. He hasn't got those SCVs on auto repair. So, nearly lost the planetary from just not having them set up correctly. But obviously this planetary will just still go down eventually. The infestors don't have enough energy for a fungal growth, so won't be able to do anything to the SCVs. So obviously the SCVs can just keep repairing, and repair they shall. But obviously it's repairing a planetary fortress against broodlings, which there is an infinite supply of, all while those broodlords are up and about. The marines are moving forward, but in all honesty, Sheth has won this game now. There is literally nothing CheckSix can do. All of those SCVs have now been taken out. The planetary fortress will fall, and I mean, bit of an engagement coming in, and CheckSix is going to try and focus down a couple of those broodlords, but there's just too many units. Those corruptors instantly demolishing the medevacs, and there is the GG. Wow, that game was fun. Wow, that game was exciting. Sheth did an amazing job. CheckSix did some great harassment, multi-pronged drops. It was all pretty sick. So I hope you did enjoy that. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Please follow me on Twitter, and please leave me some comments about what you liked and what you didn't like. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in again.